Hello, dear friends. We are still in standby mode. Let's change all of this by focusing all of our energy on visualizing for this to happen now. It will happen when the quantum intelligence of the coalition decides. Keep the faith and never give up. You can't fight without hope. Opinion piece. Change of course. Everything is aligned. Golden age of QFS. Get ready for what's coming. Help from advanced civilizations. Mass awakening brings change. Divine essence awakens people. Those in charge have lost their authority. The smarter ones realize the game over. The long-awaited change, of course, has already begun. The new systems are already beginning to work. The day will come when it will be announced that nothing is as it was before. Let's start. Our new world is based on gratitude, joy, and support for others. Many believe that nothing is changing because they do not see everything that is happening, as it seems that the same old people are still in charge and they control world events, but they controlled almost nothing in reality. Every day, new groups are resisting the old order that dictates how we should live our lives. Much progress has been made, but deliberately little publicity has been given in order to avoid obstacles, according to Peter B. Mayer. Here is a brief summary of progress on several fronts. Many will not want to believe it, because humankind has deliberately kept mute. However, other advanced civilizations are at least many thousands of years ahead of us, if not millions, in wisdom, knowledge, and technology. Planet Earth is completely sealed off and intervened by our otherworldly brothers and sisters, with their extensive armada of spacecraft still invisible. No creature can escape without permission from the spheres of Earth. Those who wanted to flee to Mars have been turned back. All bases on the Moon and Mars are in Federation hands and inaccessible to the dark side elite. In January 2021, the octopus, the head of the world pyramid, which was headquartered in Switzerland, and the Lake Geneva's, which is the largest lake in Western Europe, was removed. It is located north of the Alps between France and Switzerland. In the meantime, all subway shelters have been destroyed and cleanup is in full swing. Divine spark. The spark that awakens the population is the divine essence, and the awakening brings great change. Humankind is already tired and exhausted of the fear-mongering being spread by the media. Many of the lower levels are still trying to rule, and it is not working for them, but the master ones realize that their time is up. The coalition continues to rescue innocents around the world. The new internet, free energy, and QFS are now operational and can be put in place when the signal is given. The transition to the new world is guided by light and love. Only those who are awake will be able to make the transition. The frequency of the Earth is raised step by step to about 40 Hz to prepare the awakened among us for the 5D world. Regressive beings cannot live at that higher frequency, so they automatically disappear. It is enough to understand that frequency tuning is just as a radio station can only be tuned to the right frequency. Earth souls can only be accepted on this planet if they are tuned to their required frequency. Freeway. Attention is now focused on the lower echelons who have not yet realized that they have lost, and their leaders have disappeared. Nothing now stands in the way of purifying and transforming our planet. The planet is not yet fully in the new era, because it still takes a few years to complete the transition. All systems known and hidden from humankind have been eliminated. Nothing will be even a shadow of what it was before. The new systems are beginning to function, and little by little the change will be total. There is no comparison for the three-dimensional mind to understand what all this means. The most important thing is that all incarnated souls can trust that everything is going to get better. The long-awaited turnaround has already begun. Those who do not have the necessary frequency adjustment for the new 5D Earth will leave, and will no longer be able to reincarnate here. Around 2016, the implementation of the new systems suitable for the 5D Earth began, and will be completed within a few years. According to current indications, it will take no longer than 2030, but completion can be said to be earlier, possibly as early as 2025 or 2026. Excuse me. News from the reset. First, nothing is in sight. Second, this has been a very exciting week. Third, the team is working very hard behind the scenes. 4. There will be no telegraphing of information, but there is no reason to worry. 5. Everything is under control, and it is important that the masses wake up to the truth. 6. This is not an easy journey. People have been conditioned not to question what they see, hear, and read. 7. It's difficult for those seeking the truth to convince them that they have been conned by people they thought they should trust. When? That's the million-dollar question. First, keep in mind that absolutely no one knows the exact time and date of the global financial restart or reset. Second, there will come a time when it will seem like it will all happen overnight. Third, it would be decided by the quantum computer after an analysis of world events and how it will affect the safety of the people. 4. Currency revaluation will start all over the world when the right code is entered, and there will be no way to stop it. Signals. First, on Friday, May 6th, the IMF and other agencies met in Iraq and were told they had permission to revaluate the Iraqi dinar. Second, other countries' currencies are decoupling from the dollar and are paying in their own currency. Third, Russia is about to come full circle as the first country to back its currency and digital assets with gold. 4. On Friday, May 6th, Russian government bonds began to show more activity overnight on QFS platforms. 5. These bonds will provide liquidity to its currency and virtual asset financial system. 6. There are still more government bonds to be activated to complete this process. 7. The profound effect this will have on trade with other countries in the world is certain. 8. Each step in this process moves other countries to trade more deeply into the new world economic system. Guarantees. First, all central banks, by converting to ISO 20022, are legitimate asset-backed digital currency and with a verified value. Second, All central banks are becoming legitimate and verifiable gold bullion banks. Third, the new quantum system tracks the movement of money up to 50 movements and possibly more. 4. This is the end of lost bank transfers. 5. This is the end of fraudster, cheats and thieves and the beginning of legitimate secure banking. 6. Privacy for honest people is assured. Preparations. First, get ready for the launching of the EBS emergency broadcast system. Second, 7 presidential messages will be sent to all phones and then the phones will be deactivated. Third, everything will be taken down. Only the Signal application will be connected to military satellites. 4. They are using high-level technology behind the scenes. 5. They are also secretly forming independent Republican governments around the world which would no longer be corrupted. 6. The various nations had to accept no more wars or dictatorships in order to participate in the QFS and world trade. 7. World peace and individual freedom for all people would be achieved through the above. 8. World citizens would use their new phones to access the quantum system for banking, voting, and other needs. Supply crisis. First, world grain stockpile extremely low, wants top fertilizer chief. Second, food supply shut down. It is not just chickens, it's also killing deer and fish in the name of stopping disease. Third, deer, fish and pigs slaughtered and crops not planted in the name of health protection. 4. An alien race would ask, in quotes, why is humankind destroying all its food sources? 5. With unseeded crops and more food facilities burning, the media runs stories about food, in quotes, food fire conspiracy theories. Back. Stock market, I mean. First, stocks see worst day since 2020. Second, preferred stocks have plummeted this year. Third, Wall Street digests Fed rate hike poorly and closes the week in the red. Fourth, junk bond outflows accelerate and real estate stocks fall according to Bloomberg. 5. US 10-year bond yields hit 3.12%, the highest since 2018. 6. Interest rates are rising and stocks are taking a beating. 7. Butted stocks may not be bargains as investors brace for inflation data. 8. Peter Schiff says overvalued tech stocks are going to collapse as air comes out of that bubble. 9. The historic route isn't over yet, say Bank of America strategists. 10. Bitcoin plummets further as liquidation continues. 11. Will stocks fall further on Monday? Bitcoin remains below $36,000 on Friday after falling to $35,280, the lowest level since January 23rd, as stocks extended losses while Treasury yields rose and the dollar soared to one of its highest levels in 20 years. 12. Canadian dollar falls as jobs data miss estimates. Inflation. First, the Fed issued its biggest rate hike in 22 years this week. Second, Fed hawks say they are not that far behind in the fight against inflation. Third, sanity appears to be returning to central bank policy making. 4. Banks face a reversal of fortunes due to war and runaway inflation. 5. Robert Kiyosaki says heavy inflation will wipe out 50% of the population, economically speaking. 6. Mortgage rates rise again, but one economist says they will soon stagnate. Markets. First, gold rises as investors seek an inflationary haven. Second, oil prices rise above $100. Third, crude oil is up on supply concerns. 4. European Union eases requirements of Russian oil embargo over disagreement. 5. Repsol at yearly highs on dividend and expected Russian oil embargo. 6. Repsol says the cleanup of the spill in Peru is almost finished. 7. Starlink Internet network adds 53 more satellites. 8. The World Forestry Congress calls for a tripling of investment in forests. 9. Environmental Protection Agency allows release of 2.5 billion genetically modified mosquitoes in California and Florida. Europe. First, European Union considers insurance ban for ships carrying Russian oil. Second, Gazprom tries to assure European customers that they can still buy gas. Third, ECB pigeons are on the run as interest rates will rise in July. 4. European bond markets slowly fragment as the end of stimulus approaches. Russia. First, Russia acknowledges that Western support for Ukraine prevented a quick end to its offensive. Second, Lavrov says no sanctions can with the will of the Russian people. Third, Putin warns of lightning fast response if West tries to intervene in war. 4. United Nations Security Council adopts first statement on Ukraine since the conflict broke out. In quotes, the Security Council expresses its deep concern about the maintenance of peace and security in Ukraine. The statement says, Asia. First, China danger instills fear in global investors who stumble at Fed. Second, new state of emergency in Sri Lanka after Friday's general strike. Third, thousands of Iraqis go to hospitals with respiratory problems due to sandstorm. Spain. First, Rabat reminds Spain of its commitment to repatriate minors to Morocco. Second, the Canary Islands are taking the lead on the road to green, cheap and marine hydrogen. Americas. First, Argentina approves the law to promote the medical hemp sector. Second, analysts in Argentina raise inflation expectation to 65.1% in 2022. Third, Argentina seeks international support for a dialogue with the United Kingdom on the Falklands. 4. Inflation threatens Peruvians and alarms economists. 5. Concern in Ecuador's flower sector due to lack of Russian fertilizers. 6. Belgium rejects the extradition of Rafael Correa requested by Ecuador. 7. The Fit Cuba Fair, an attempt to revitalize tourism in Cuba, closes. 8. Explosion in a hotel in Havana, Cuba, with 22 victims and 70 injured. I'm very sorry for that. Thanks a lot, dear friends.